What's up, boys? We're back taking a look at some more MLB player props in today's video. So, if anyone is not already on prizepicks, man, you guys are missing out for real. Use code DOMG. You guys go ahead and sign up for prizepicks. It's now available in Arizona, and they match your first deposit 100% up to $100. You guys can win up to 10 times your money on their app. Again, use code DOMG to match your first deposit 100% up to $100, available in most states. So, we're talking about some MLB player props in today's video here, so let's go ahead and hop straight into this. If you guys are interested to join the Patreon, you guys get a bunch of picks. Or a bunch of just research done daily all the time for the MLB. So if you guys are interested in joining that link is the top link in the description. I already have a ton of plays already over there for the games today. So that's already been posted. But we're going to go and take a look at some right now in the video. There's also a free Discord link down in the description if you guys are interested in joining that. We can talk about different stuff, different props, all that different stuff. So I highly recommend joining that as well. So Patreon link, prizepicks link, and also the Discord link are all in the description. If you guys are interested in joining any of those, links are in the description. But let's go ahead and hop straight into this though. Already pretty long intro. Let's do this. So I got 2 total base props and a fantasy score prop for you guys in today's video. I debated putting a strikeout one in this video, but I got a couple strikeout lines that I like. But I think I'm going to lean more towards the total bases here and the hitter fantasy score. So let's go and talk about the fantasy score real quick here. Because this is the earliest game today, and it's going to be Miles Straw over 5.5 hitter fantasy score. So let's take a look at this one here. So it's at 5.5, which is a pretty low line for Miles Straw. We take a look at this game here on Rotowire, MLB starting lineups here. So right here on here, let's go and take a look at this game here. So Miles Straw, he should be leading off here. It's actually the confirmed lineup, so he is starting here against Carlos Hernandez in the Kansas City Royals. So they destroyed him last time around, but we'll see if they can continue that, honestly. But I believe the Royals are favored in this game this time around. But anyways, let's take a look at Miles Straw here. So over on Statmuse, if you just type in Miles Straw fantasy score game log career, this will come up and it'll show you every single time, every single fantasy score point he's had. So they go off a DK scoring, I believe. At least that's what it says on Fantasy Moves. I'm pretty sure it's actually FanDuel scoring, but for some reason it's listed as DraftKings on Statmuse. So if it has a point in it, that's not the scoring that prizepicks uses, if that kind of makes sense. So this is what we're going off of DK here. This is what prizepicks uses, I do believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm like 97% sure that this is what prizepicks uses. So that's what I've been going off of. But anyways, 5.5 hitter fantasy score here is what we're taking a look at here. And as you guys can see here, he's gone pretty crazy recently. He's gone over twice against Kansas City. He did only have 0 in that second game right there. But he's got a 9 out of 10 hit rate in his last 10 games here. He's also 9 for 13 versus Kansas City between this season and last. So if you take a look here, you go versus Royals, you can take a look here and just see what he's done against the Royals. And he's 9 for 13 between this season and last season too. So even back in 2019, he hit in 1 out of the last 2 in 2019. So he's got a very, very good spot here, Miles Straw does, versus the Kansas City Royals today. So, but yeah, he's also got the best odds, by the way, I believe, at the time I checked, to have 2+ hits in the entire game. So he's got some good odds there. People are liking him to go ahead and have at least 2 hits. So he's also been very, very good to start the season, obviously, and he should be in a pretty good spot here against their starting pitcher in Carlos Hernandez. So that's why I like Miles Straw a little bit over his fantasy score. But let's go and take a look at some total bases here in some of the other games here. So let's go and take a look at one that I'm liking a lot. It's one of my favorites today, I will say that. It's definitely one of the top ones that I'm eyeing for sure. And I like Rafael Devers over 1.5 total bases today against Detroit. So let's take a look into this one here. So the Red Sox game here against Detroit, 5-10 tonight. This is the expected lineup. It's not confirmed, but it's the expected lineup. It might be a little bit rainy, so that's not exactly favorable. But it is a 9.5 run over under, which is huge. Projecting like probably a little bit more. Usually these games are around 8.5 runs on the over under, but this one is at 9.5. So it's definitely on the they're thinking this could be more of an offensive game here. And I think there's going to be a lot more overs for at least today and like tomorrow, maybe even the day after, because we're getting those like 4th in the rotation starting pitchers and the 5th in the rotation before we start getting those first guys up again here. So there should be a lot more overs is what I'm thinking. But that's obviously not always the case. It was the case yesterday. But anyways, let's take a look here. So Rafael Devers here, 2nd in the order going against the Detroit Tigers here. So let's take a look here. So Rafael Devers game log here, career total bases. So if you just type in Rafael Devers game log career TBs, this will come up. So you want to have at least 2 here. So this is what his game log here. So it looks pretty good for the most part here. But he's got a 54% hit rate this season. He's hit in 7 out of his last 10 games. He also was 3 for 5 versus Detroit last season. So again, we can go ahead and put in on Statmuse versus Detroit right there. And you can see what he's done against Detroit. And it's been pretty good for the most part. I mean, 5 games he's gone over, although barely. Although it's 2. So, but he's gone over in 3 out of his last 5 versus Detroit. So he should be in a pretty good spot here against them. He has not gone up against Matt Manning in his career. I do want to say that. So we don't really have any numbers to go off of there. But he should be in a pretty good spot here. I like him a lot. I think he could definitely do a lot of damage tonight to the Detroit Tigers. So I like Devers a lot tonight. The final one here, it's one that everyone has been on. And I honestly have not been on this bandwagon yet. I might be a little bit late to the party here, but I like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. over 1.5 total bases. He's hit in his first 3 games so far, and I like him to go ahead and hit on, again, a 4th time. So Vladimir Guerrero here, let's take a look at this game here. So it's actually a later game. I think it's, it's 7 o'clock here, right here. So he's batting 3rd in the order, at least he's expected to. 9-run over-under, which is fine. It's pretty good. Going up against Talion here. I probably butchered that name. I'm really bad with names. We're going to call him Jameson. So he's going up against Jameson today. We'll take a look at their game log against each other. I'm just going to say it now. It's pretty good. But he's a plus 100, though, to go ahead and go over 1/2 total bases. So you're playing against the odds here if you do play this one. Although I'm not really worried about it because the odds with baseball, though, are really, really weird. You can't just go directly off the odds most of the time because it's not going to work out for you. So I do want to say that. But he's got a 7 out of 10 hit rate in his last 10 games, though. And he's hit in 5 straight games. So 3 for 3 this season. He hit in his last two games last season. So he has, actually, we can pull this up right here, too, so you guys can take a look at this here. This is his game log here. He's at least 2. He hit in his last 5 games right there. So I was hitting those. So anyways, so he is also, let's take a look at this. I want to take a look at this here. So right here, this is his game log here versus Jameson here. So the Yankees pitcher here. So he's had 7 total plate appearances, 3 plus 3 plus 1. That's 7 total plate appearances, and he has had 7 total bases. So yeah, he is 7 total bases and 7 plate appearances. That's a pretty good spot here, I'd say, for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So he did have a home run right there, which is why he had total bases, obviously. But he had a single and a double in this game right here in 2021. So I mean, he played him 3 times there. 3 plate appearances, 7 plate appearances and 7 total bases. He's had a pretty good track record here against Jameson. So at least one for sure. He's been hot to start the season here. Going up against a guy who's had a very, very good track record against. It's definitely one that I like a lot. So it is on the plus odds side, so do take that into account, though. But I like the spot a lot, definitely, for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. To go ahead and go over 1/2 total bases tonight. So that's what I'm definitely thinking right there for tonight. So hopefully this video helps you guys out a little bit here. Give you guys kind of an idea. Always take everything at your own risk. Always do your own research, all that different stuff. Don't go directly just off of what I say. A lot of things change throughout the day and all that. But again, if you guys are interested in joining the Patreon, that link is in the description. If you guys are interested in joining PrizePicks, man, definitely go ahead and do so. 100% deposit match up to $100. Highly recommend you guys doing up to 10 times your money over there. So yeah, that's going to do it, though. Appreciate watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.